Hello, everyone.
Good,
Good morning. Top of the day to you.
good morning.
How's everybody doing? Me and Brandy up late last night for us old timers.
Yeah, we go to bed kind of early.
We was hoeing around on YouTube last night, wasn't
Making our
we?
rounds. Yeah.
Making our rounds. At 6, reporter room.
Yeah. Y'all should go catch that live. It was
Y'all should
good.
watch it. I like reporter room, man. I love how she does her live. You know, she organizes it and keeps it strictly questions and answers. It's so, the flow is so easy. She don't have her dog playing with the crab beside the.
That's Harley. We're giving the
I hear
her
she
toy.
giving it hell this morning.
Oh,
Get it.
Harley.
Get the crab. Get it, girl.
She's frisky. Let's say. Say I want to play.
Yeah,
Frisky.
she's frisky in a different way too. We gotta keep her inside. No, we don't do that to Mr. Squid.
Y'all don't even want to know.
You don't want to know.
But anyways, we're on Reporter Room. Y'all should go catch that. It was good.
Yeah.
And then we were on Cracking Cases at 9.
Yeah, and that was interesting. Cam was mapping out the footprints on the map and showing how far it was and stuff like that. It was cool.
And he brought out some new info. It was where the dogs hit another location. I guess they didn't tell anybody about.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So
That's what Cameron tells us. He talked about that one. I don't know if you caught on, but that one was on Messenger a ton. The print where the owner's like, you know, they found prints on my property.
Mhm.
The FBI told me it was cool. I had to tell y'all. They're going to update me on what happens next. You know, remember that?
we thought it was kind of cheesy, but
I still
question it.
the hell out of that one. Now, there's other ones I don't know enough on to say one way or another how valid they are, but that one dude's full of shit if you ask this guy.
Yeah. But I do maybe believe the other ones because it was the guy from the search team. What is it?
EquiSearch.
Yeah, EquiSearch.
Dave Rader.
Yeah, there you go. So where the dog hit also. So
I feel like one of these, if there is these scents in these locations, I feel like one of them, and God, I hate to say it, but to me, could have been the spot where she was put until they could get her further away.
yeah, true.
I hate to say that, but I fear that that's what one of these locations is.
Yeah.
And one of them's like a mile away. You know, that is a long way to carry a child.
Yeah.
So
You have to consider it. You really do because dogs are really good at their job. So if that information's accurate, it's probably true. So
who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? But we talked about last night on the reporter room, Kylie mostly, and went through that. And it was good for me and Brandy to do it because we ain't spent as much time on Kylie as others have. And it was like I learned a ton yesterday.
Yeah.
I learned how the friends play in and all that. And
right.
I don't know. The biggest problem I have with the Kylie thing is the being in the Trump part. I think that's just so
odd how she would get back there.
Hard for me to see her getting into that spot from the driver's seat is all I'm saying. Yeah. Now, I don't know what that means. I'm just saying I have the most trouble with that part.
Like we were saying, even if she was unconscious and the vehicle is flipped over, usually stuff would float up, not down. It would have to be down. You know what I mean? Because the vehicle's flipped. So
when the vehicle's upside down in the water, the roof is on the bottom.
Yeah.
The only way she could have got back into there would have been to go between the headrest and the roof all the way back out of the driver's seat. And that just seems so hard for me to believe that's the way it happened. Because that car is filled up with water after it's turned upside down. It just seems so hard that it could make it all the way into that back trunk. To me,
Yeah, me too.
I'm no expert on crime scene recreation underwater and all
Mhm.
that, but it seems hard.
It does. Yeah.
And like I was telling Brandy and I was telling Jessica last night too, I think it would be so nice to know if Kylie was an avid seatbelt user. Because I know for me it's as much a part of driving as turning the key.
Right.
It's that ingrained in how I do things. And I know being young and dumb myself, drinking and driving when I shouldn't have. I remember me and my buddies buckled in like hell, praying we was gonna make it home, being careful on the back roads.
Yeah, you're kind of like on autopilot, so you just do the routine, not really think about it.
Yeah.
Get in the car, put your seatbelt on. So.
And I would just think I would love to know if she was one of those people because that's how I am now too. And I do it. I hate wearing a seatbelt. I do it because I want to install good practices in my children.
Yeah.
Because I don't want something happening in the car and they get hurt because they're not wearing their seatbelt. I feel like I let them down on the advice part of parenting.
I thought it was weird too, the seatbelt sticking out the hatch. Unless she was getting stuff out of there had something in there at the party. I don't know why else she would be in there. So
I don't either.
like I was saying, a young girl probably if she had anything to carry around, she just throws it in the seat. That's what I always did. I don't know why she'd be getting under the hatch or open the trunk. So that's kind of weird too.
And good morning, everybody. Dana Kay, Brenda, Kate and
Yes,
Abby's mom, Joyce, Cat's Eye. Good morning. I thought chat was froze there for a minute.
Yeah, me too.
Is it moving?
I think it is now. Cat's Eye says, with the passenger window down, the back window, driver's side window down, the water surge would have been intense and fast. Yeah, it probably was. It probably went under pretty fast.
Yeah. I know I've seen like cars go in the water with the windows open. It takes forever for them things to go down. But I'm thinking for sure where that one window was
open, busted out.
It would have went down a lot faster.
Yeah.
But we don't know for sure that didn't happen as the car flipped over.
And she was intoxicated, but you would still think she would go to the window that's busted out before the back. But I know when you're in that situation, you might not make the best of decisions, but I don't see her going back in the hatch. I really don't.
I just don't want the law enforcement to look at it as if her toxicology results come back and she was trashed.
Right.
As that's the do all end all. It was an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and blame it on that and not go no farther.
Exactly.
That's only bad.
Because even if it comes up she was trashed, that doesn't mean she was driving that car when it went into the water.
Right.
Or none of that.
Right.
That just means she was trashed.
Yep.
And we've all been there. We've all indulged probably, well, most of us have at one point gotten more intoxicated than we should have.
Right.
I think most people would agree to that. And, that's a mistake, but that doesn't deserve what happened to Kylie. It's going to be interesting to find out. And I just really hope, because to me, after the way they botched the recovery of the evidence in Kylie's case, if they come out and try to say this, because the state police, and this is the way I understand it, is investigating the aspect of an accident.
Right.
Okay. If they come back and say they've ruled this an accident after the bungling of finding her car, the losing all the shit, pulling it out, and they didn't go back and that should have been a crime scene. Mm-hmm. You would have think when they told them the car was found, they would have wrote that shit off. They would have had people in there taking pictures before anything was touched.
Yeah, instead of...
That is a crime scene. If that car would have been found over the side of a bank, I bet you they would have took some pictures and stuff before they would have moved it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, AWP took pictures, but I don't know if they did,
Exactly,
Right.
because in my opinion, they weren't investigating it as a crime.
Yeah, I'd love to know too if there's glass laying anywhere between where well, they don't know where the car went into the water, do they? I'm just saying, I would like to know if it was busted out before or after, or what happened to the window. You know, so
I don't know. I don't. I tell you, if they come out and try to rule this an accident, I've got big issues with the amount of investigating that was done at the crime scene. That's a crime scene. It's probably a secondary crime scene
right.
because for obvious reasons, but that's a crime scene. I don't know why it wasn't treated more like one.
Yeah, me either. Definitely. And that AWP was giving tips on how to get that vehicle out without flipping it. I think that flipping it just, I don't think that was good either, how they flipped it.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what the best way to recover it would have been, to be honest, because you got to flip it at some point. It looks
Yeah,
like to me,
I guess, yeah.
you know, because they got these really sweet ass tow trucks. They could have backed that thing way down into the water, and who knows if the bottom of it looked as clear as what we were seeing, they could have slid it right onto the back of the truck and winched it a ways.
hmm
I don't know. I think AWP, from what I was hearing somewhere, had said something about you can wrap them
hmm
and then pull them out.
Yes, so the evidence and stuff won't
Yeah.
get messed up.
And that shows me when they were pulling it out, they weren't investigating that.
Right.
They weren't investigating. They were just retrieving a damn car.
Yeah.
To them is the way it was treated.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't done.
And I'm going to say this, me and Brandy said it a million times. We are not police bashers.
No.
We are not. But, like we've said also, you got a barrel of apples, right? 100 apples in there. 2 of them's going to be bad. And I think that's what we've seen. They've been coming to light, the bad ones.
Yeah.
Hawkins County looks extremely inept in the things they are doing and have done.
Yeah.
Prosser County looks like it's in back. I don't know how their reputation could recover from this.
Yeah.
Not only does it seem they missed that car somehow. Now we've seen they've missed evidence, left it behind.
Yeah, you start realizing what in the world.
I mean,
that's two strikes right there.
And those aren't little things, in my opinion. Those are huge. Now the only way they get a pass on anything is if we would come to find out that car wasn't there when they searched.
Yeah.
Now,
I was want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they did miss it, but after they missed the evidence and stuff, just how they've been doing stuff, there's no excuse for missing that vehicle.
When I first heard the story, my mind naturally went to, well, where was it when they searched?
Yeah, because you can definitely see it from the air, and
they
probably had helicopters in the air.
I had to reel in my I had thrown out my conspiracy theory, and I had to reel it back. I was like, no, they don't, no. But is it a possibility it wasn't there when they searched? It's got to be a possibility. Damn, yeah. I hate to think they missed it. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, me too. And another reason it makes me think that, because the roadside assistant person might have seen them on Sunday or Saturday, and that was after the party. So that's really
I just don't know about tow truck dude. I cannot.
I don't think he's lying. He's got dash footage of it. He turned over to the law enforcement because they film everything, all the encounters for safety.
Okay.
So I don't think he would be lying. But I'd like to know what day it was.
I'm not saying he's lying because I never heard him 100% say that it was Kylie. Correct?
No, it might not have been Kylie. It
That's
might
what I'm
have
saying.
been the friend and the guy. She said they're acting really strange.
But see, my thing is, what he described that didn't make a lot of sense to me was that if it wasn't Kylie maybe, and it was people trying to cover something up, okay, would they be acting as weird as he said they were acting? I mean, he made a big deal out of how they were acting, said it was extremely odd, wasn't
Right.
it? I don't know.
If they did do that, that's really stupid. Come on. Really stupid.
I mean, we're involved in a crime of
Mhm.
murder, and we're going to call roadside assistance or whatever.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me, that part. You know, so.
I don't know. You know, desperate times, desperate measures. I don't know. But law enforcement knows. They got the footage. They know exactly who that was and what was going on.
Yeah, I think they know more than we know because I think they're not speaking, until they get all their probably results back.
The only way this could possibly come out good for Prosser County is we see headline Kelly Ronnie case solved, Prosser County charges blah, 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 and they get a conviction. Then that would kind of make up for some of their mistakes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the end, if they got a conviction and figured it out and got the right people in jail, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yep.
So they could save themselves in this one.
Yep.
I mean, yes, it's bad that they missed the car and how they recovered it, but if they get a conviction, I'll give them a little bit of a break, but still, it's not impressive. It's not doing your fellow law enforcement brothers good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If we knew where the phone is, that would say a lot. Because if it was still in the car and they found it with her, it might be accident, But if it's missing, nowhere to be found, why wouldn't she have her phone? You know what I mean? There's something on there nobody wanted to see, pretty much. What do you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think if the phone was still in there, it would be more, probably, I'd lean more to maybe it was an accident. Who knows though? Maybe there wasn't a lot on the phone, so who knows?
Well, if nothing else, you'd have a time. Well, they know when the last ping was, right?
Yeah. And Sammy said she called her at 12:36, so that would be. I guess they could verify that without the photo. They could look at her phone log.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, you definitely want it. I mean, you always want somebody's phone. Damn, that is the best piece of evidence there can be. A lot of phones, I know they can tell where you've been, what you've been up to, everything, right? I mean, some people even have pedometers on their apps on their phone. They can tell where you was walking at.
Yeah.
Some people, I think there's like these safety apps too, to where you can do stuff like that, track your location, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So, you definitely want her phone, for sure. They haven't said if they found it or not, and I tell you, if it was in the lake and they missed the laptop, there's a good chance they missed the phone, right?
Yeah. And Avengers with Purpose said that was only 20% of their video footage from that day. Well, that in the interview, I'd like to see what they're not showing. So the reason I think it might have been foul play is how AWP acted. They were kind of shocked when they seen the vehicle. I don't know exactly. I guess how they seen Kylie in the vehicle. So I could just get a feeling that something wasn't right based on how they were acting.
I feel bad for them divers because they've seen a lot of that over AWP's time.
I'll be back and get some coffee. See if there's anything in here to read. Brenda says AWP totally believes him and said they only showed 10% of the interview. They were acting strange because they were hiding Kiely. Sorry, Brenda, I thought it was 20, but you're probably right. Yeah, so I think they know more than we do, or there's stuff they can't let us know right now. But you never know. Kiely might have been in the back that day if that was her vehicle. They were kind of hiding.
God, that's such a horrible idea, though.
Well, it's the truth, I'm just saying.
Ain't it, though?
She might have been in the back.
I'm not saying it might not have been that. I'm just saying that is some really stupid decision making on their part. Was the car out of gas or did it need a jump start?
Jump start, I think. Jump start. The reason I think, like I said, AWP, they think it's suspicious. You could tell once that guy came to even, from under the water up to the surface, how he was acting. He's kind of shocked. I don't know what he exactly seen, but.
My thing is, though, Saturday, you would have thought people would have been out and looking at that time, wouldn't you?
I guess it depends on what time it was.
I'm sure they were out pretty early Saturday after she didn't come home Friday night and her mom had just spoken to her and all that. They was all over that. And what days does he put it down to? It's either Friday or Saturday and Sunday.
I don't know. I forget. One of y'all, do y'all know if it was Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday?
I don't know. It's just, it's weird, ain't it? It's really weird. Me and Brandy, though, we talked plenty about Kiely last night. We're going to talk about somebody else today for a little bit that we recently come up on. Somebody recommended it to us because they said she wasn't getting a lot of attention. And it's interesting, too.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it before John mentioned it to me. I've been looking into the case since.
And it's 3 months old now. She's been missing for 3 months. Yeah. A little over.
We'll see if you guys have heard of her. If not, you will.
Her name is Kaylee Jones. Now, Kaylee Jones is 16, right? I pulled up an article, and I think this article, it's not very long. I think it pretty much tells you damn near every bulletin point of her whole story. So I'm going to read it first because I think it tells the story good. Georgia teen Kaylee Jones disappeared 3 months ago from her Georgia home and hasn't been seen since. The now 17-year-old was 16 when her parents believe she left her family's Carrollton home by climbing out of her second-story bedroom window on June 14th without her computer or phone, which had recently been confiscated after her parents said they found out she had been in communication with strangers online. Yeah. Now, I have no problem with that because if you found out your child was communicating with strangers online, you definitely need to be getting that away from them, having a talk, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, and they were saying that she's giving her address out too. So so that's kind of weird.
There have been numerous tips called, emailed into Carroll County Sheriff's Office, but none have been substantiated. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office said in a Wednesday Facebook post. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office has since day one been committed on locating Kaylee and have a team of dedicated investigators working this case and tirelessly following every lead and working in conjunction with many law enforcement agencies throughout the state and the country. So they're saying they're looking for her. They're on it. I think with her age and the thing about the social media, she was talking to people. Yeah. I think they're maybe treating it as a runaway because I haven't heard of much searching or anything.
Yeah, and that's bad because I don't think they do as much effort when it's a runaway.
She's turned 17 now, and I don't think they put in the effort on cases when they think they're a runaway, and I don't think this necessarily is that.
Yeah, me either. I think there's a lot of weird stuff.
Um, Authorities ask anyone who sees Kaylee to call 911 immediately. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office is also encouraging anyone with a tip on Kaylee, no matter how small you think it may be, to reach out to law enforcement. The FBI, Secret Service, U.S. Marshal Service, and law enforcement are now assisting in the search for a missing 17-year-old girl who has special needs and has gone 2 months without her prescribed medication. Now, Kaylee is autistic, right?
Yeah, she's autistic. I'm not for sure how severe. It doesn't really say.
Yeah.
I know you can. Autism has a lot of different,
Variations.
Yeah, spectrum. I guess there's different variations. So they don't really say how severe it was. Now Brenda did say she had her 14-year-old grandson is autistic, and he believes anything he's told. So maybe that's sad or scary.
That really worries you in her case too, with her talking online to strangers, and who knows what she could have been talked into.
Yeah, and she was homeschooled too, so she's probably lonely, don't have no friends her age, and probably maybe just want to meet
somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Jones' parents previously explained to Fox News Digital that 2 days prior to their daughter's disappearance, they confiscated her phone in an effort to discipline her, at which point the 16-year-old turned to her laptop and began communicating with strangers on chat rooms like Omegle. A website allows users to anonymously send direct messages or video chat with one another. I've heard of that, but I'm not real familiar with that.
Me either.
But, I haven't heard of a chat room yet that's 100% safe.
Yeah, me either.
Jones shared personal information, including her family's address, with some guys she was speaking to online, her parents said. Jones is described as 5'8" tall, weighing 135 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Her mother believes she may have a blue book bag with a horse on the front. She may be wearing black tennis shoes or Converse sneakers, according to authorities. Her family recently moved to Georgia from Brookville, Florida, where they still have family and friends. She also may be going by her birth name, Jillian. Okay, I think that gives you the basics in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, she is adopted, and that's why they give that she may be going by her birth name, Jillian. And I wonder why they suspect that.
Yeah, me too. Why? Yeah.
Who brought that up? Right?
Yeah.
If she's adopted, I don't know why the parents would assume she would naturally go back to her birth name as an alias.
You think there'd be more to that? A reason,
And in trying to get ready for this, I went through a bunch of Facebook accounts looking around at her previous name, and I couldn't find anything that resembles what could have been her. Because I thought, who knows? Maybe she has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
It was some variation, and I tried different variations. Like, what did they give the name? Her birth name, they say she may be going by, is Jillian Page Temple, right? So I tried all kinds of versions between Kaylee Jones and Jillian Page Temple.
Yeah, maybe she didn't have any social media. Her family wouldn't let her. Maybe, I think it's weird too. They changed her name. Maybe the last name. I would never adopt a kid and make them change their first name unless they wanted to.
Right.
That's their identity. That's their name.
You should tell your story.
What?
About your dad.
Oh yeah, my dad was adopted, and they already had a David. His name was David, and they made him change his name to Earl because there's already a David in the family. So I don't think that's right. And he always struggled with that.
And I feel for him, because imagine being a little boy, you get adopted by this new family, and they tell you, well, we already got a David, so you're going to have to be Earl.
Yeah, that's what he was. I think that always bothered him too. So
Like I'm adopted. My name is just a different variation. I still have the same first name. They just changed the middle. Thank God, because you would be looking at John Wayne,
that was his name, John Wayne. You can tell
the
maybe,
Duke.
yeah, well, his birth parents, like the old westerns, probably. That's where they would have got it from, probably.
I was thinking though, because mind you, my biological parents are kind of villains. Maybe it was John Wayne Gacy.
Oh God, you never know.
Who knows what the thinking is behind that?
Yeah.
But
with her case, oh, go ahead. I couldn't figure out when they adopted her. I would like to know that info because that would say a lot too, but I didn't really see that.
It makes, and I tell you, I don't believe in people that say, you can't question anything the parents say or do, because we all know 98% of the time in missing children cases, it's the guardian or a parent that is responsible. Okay. And her parents, her adoptive parents, which are her parents, don't get me wrong, but they have made some statements that I find concerning. And one of them was to the effect that they don't know that they would adopt her if they had to do it all over again.
That's awful, isn't it? You shouldn't say that.
I think it's horrible. Imagine being her out in whatever situation right now and hearing that.
Yeah. I don't know if they said it to her face, but anyway, I don't care if you say it to her face or other people. She probably could feel it,
Well, it's just an odd statement.
Very odd, yeah. You wouldn't say that to a kid. Let's see. Unsolved with Barb says she met her bio mom when she went on a trip to Chicago with her adopted mom. So she has met her bio mom. So there's some people in our chat that knows a little about her.
I think that's a horrible statement to make, though. And having said that, like you were saying, she was homeschooled, and she's autistic, she's adopted. It seems like to me, I don't know, the parents, I don't know, I just get a bad vibe from the parents.
See, I don't know about their story either, but I shouldn't jump to, I don't know, to conclusions, but something I feel is off.
The thing I would like to know if law enforcement has gotten the laptop and the phone, because to me, you're suspect if that's the case, that it was somebody over social media got to her.
Yeah,
you would have a way to track that person. I would pray.
You would think that would be the first place they would go for info.
Yes, and I would think it would be a gold mine, because if she had, and that makes you wonder though, if they had her cell phone and her laptop, how did she communicate? Because you're thinking they had to have met up, right? Was it pre-planned before her stuff got taken, or how would she have arranged it after losing her phone and her laptop?
I was wondering that too. I was like, maybe at school she borrowed a friend's phone, but she was homeschooled, so that couldn't have been the case. So that's what I was wondering too, because you think she would have to have some kind of plan, unless she just said, "Hey, I'm done with it," and left. Which
the timing to me is real weird. That it was 2 days after she got her stuff taken, and I don't know if this is a discrepancy or what, but the parents say she went missing June 14th. But in other places, I've seen it say the 16th, that she was last seen on the 14th. And I keep wondering what's up with that little discrepancy. She didn't lose laptop, just cell phone. In the article, it says she lost both.
Yeah, they took her cell phone, and then she started chatting with her laptop. I thought it would have what
Yeah,
it said.
since they took her cell phone, she started doing it on her laptop, and then they took her laptop, right?
Yeah,
Now, who knows if the meetup couldn't have been made before they took it, right?
right.
But, who knows? That's why I'm saying with law enforcement, you got to think having that cell phone and that laptop is definitely a huge plus.
Right. It's very strange for a young girl like that with, you know, autism, how she would just go without a trace or leave without a trace, you know?
Yeah, and that's like cavalier too to go out the second story bedroom window in the middle of the night,
Yeah,
you know?
scary. I hope the parents didn't have anything to do with it. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
It makes you think with all the cases and how, you know, all these kids go missing. And a lot of times it is the parents. I'm not saying it is, but you have to definitely think about that.
Well, they didn't do no help for their image by saying that what they said.
Yeah. I would never adopt her again. Y'all say that. What if she is found? You know, she would read it then. Maybe when she got older and seen that.
well, I mean, she's 17, and apparently, I'm sure she knows how to use social media and all that. I'm
Hmm.
thinking, I just think it was a cold thing to say.
Yeah, me too.
Now they maybe if they were trying to go in the direction of because maybe this would have never happened, she wouldn't be in this position. Still, it doesn't paint a great
Right.
picture to me, right?
Yeah. Somebody asked if we had any updates about summer, which do you have anything?
No, the I don't know. The last update of anything at all would kind of been the sighting or lack of is probably the most substantial thing I'd heard in a while. I mean, I'm thinking it's turned out to be nothing. So,
The sighting of who all summer. And
the possible sighting,
where was that at again?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Yeah, we heard that, but I haven't heard anything since. Also, didn't Sharpie Jr.
Yeah, Sherfy Jr. was sentenced not too long ago. And
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Sherfy Jr. is the son of Sherfy Sr.,
Hmm.
who's dating a woman that lives really close to the Wells. And he stays with her, is what the impression I get.
He would be a good suspect if you think about it. I don't know if it, you know,
And, Sherfy Jr., he's in jail for having
Ki-
underage materials, let's
a
say.
kid's nasty crap.
Yeah. And people that do that,
Usually it escalates, you know, first pictures, then usually touching, then
and
sometimes
he
something else.
and he was also questioned in Eden Boswell's disappearance.
Eden Evelyn, I think.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Is it Evelyn?
Yeah.
Who's Eden? The mom or the grandma?
That's your cousin.
Evelyn. Yeah.
Isn't Eden your cousin?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's so scary. These children do not realize they could be falling into the hands of traffickers by entrusting in them, groomed and snatched. Oh,
Yeah, that's a
yes.
perfect victim, probably, too. You know?
You really, I don't even know that we do it enough, but we really have got to keep in your kids' mind they don't know who's on the other end that they're talking to, and you can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it too. You never know, like, say they're talking to it's some kid and they're seeing this kid on camera. You never know there ain't an adult standing right there beside that kid using that kid to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's happened. I would guarantee it that that's happened. That some of these sick pervs have used kids to lure other kids.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Gina Sweet Tea said the parents saying that makes it sound like it's not the first time they said it. Probably not.
Jenna, that is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just a bad thing to say, especially to an adopted child who probably already feels different.
Yeah, have issues.
And has issues. To say something like that is totally uncalled for. You know,
Yeah, my birth
I'm
parents.
sorry, it pisses me off.
Go ahead.
Being adopted, I find it extremely offensive.
Yeah.
That they said that.
They'll be like, my birth parents, didn't want me, and now they're saying they don't want me. That could really hurt a child,
Yeah,
a young adult.
And think it's an autistic child. She could interpret it even worse than maybe somebody else might have.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's a bad thing to say. Can't imagine telling a kid on the spectrum they are not wanted. Rotten. Yeah, Tina, it's bad. And I hate to agree, but with what was said earlier, it makes you think maybe that wasn't the first time that was said too.
Yeah. Sad. I kind of feel bad for her.
I feel really bad for her. And she was homeschooled, so
she didn't have any friends. Well, I don't know. She might have friends, but a young girl at that time, girls like to hang around their friends and do stuff, with other people their age. So
yeah,
they might have been real strict.
And online friendships, I just don't think, in a child's development, it's enough not to actually be around other kids, not just be on a camera talking to other kids.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with our kids right nowadays.
And I think parents that do homeschooling and do it the right way and have their kids in activities and involved in stuff,
fun.
I think I would envy that. I would, if I thought I could pull that off, I would probably do it, because I worry about the public school,
what they're teaching them,
the danger they could be in because of the world we live in now. But I think it's hard to do it the right way.
Yeah, because they need to be socialized with other kids, not to make them weird later on, in my opinion.
And I think homeschooling has probably opened up an avenue for people to take advantage of it. Like for kids that are getting mistreated, it's a lot easier when they're not going to school every day and telling anybody, or nobody's seeing the black eye or the bruise or whatever. That's the downside to homeschooling is, I'm sure it, by bad people, it's being abused.
Yeah, I see some parents probably using maybe a kid as a babysitter or making you stay home to watch the other ones and say you're getting homeschooled. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
anything that can be doing to abuse a child is going to be done to one that's homeschooled. Because there's nobody they can get help from, reach out to.
Yeah. So definitely.
But like I said, don't think we're anti-homeschool. We just don't think we could do a good enough job of it for us.
All right.
But God bless the ones that can and do.
I don't know. That's crazy. You'd think she would have to about have help. Or people are just not looking for her, Haven't been seen in 3 months.
Well, and I hate to say this because I don't know her capabilities, but you would think it'd be hard for her to be under the radar and eating and staying somewhere and all that by herself.
Yeah.
Be hard for a lot of 17-year-olds, not just somebody with autism, to leave in the middle of the night and she didn't have her phone. She didn't have a laptop. She's starting out with very little. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard if she had credit card or money or debit card or anything, but when you're leaving with nothing, there's somebody that's got to be taking care of her.
Yeah.
And we all know if she met them online, there's a good chance that's a sick somebody.
Yeah. But law enforcement probably has that information.
I don't think there's hardly any upstanding individual that would take an autistic child and keep them hidden from parents and anything. It's a long shot that she's not with a bad person. Who's acting up in chat that needs to be taken care of?
I took care of it. Jesse did.
Okay.
I think. guess.
3 months she has been missing. Not enough news about this poor child. Yes, I hadn't heard of her till the other day.
Neither.
And this has been 3 months she's been missing. I don't, and there was, and what we're giving y'all is the update of that article I just read is from only 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So, there's not a lot going on. Now, this was from over the weekend. The family actually had a vigil, and there's some quotes in here from how the vigil went down. Lanterns floated into the night sky over Carroll County Sunday night as the search for 17-year-old Kaylee Jones is now in its 3rd month. Daniel Jones, her father, says the reward for information on the whereabouts of his daughter is $5,000. So that's not a very big reward. My daughter means everything. My daughter means everything. Our daughter means everything to us. We miss her dearly, her smiles, her personality, said Jones. That's a weird way to phrase that. My daughter means everything. Our daughter means everything.
Yeah, that's weird.
Officials say Kaylee disappeared from home in Carrollton back in June. Her parents say they have no idea where she could be. We have just ripped ourselves apart trying to think of how we could have avoided this, and we did what we thought we could do. We tried our best, Jones said. Kaylee's parents believe she escaped through a 2nd-floor bedroom window. The teenager lives with autism. Her parents fear that she may be with a stranger and that they may be trafficking her. Well, I think, that is what you would think by, the situation of knowing that she'd been on social media and people were getting her address and everything else. Main reason we are here tonight is because the devil is out there. Satan on the verge. He's on the warpath, and he's doing everything he can to tear us away, Jones said. Thoughts?
That's deep.
Yeah. The main reason we're here tonight is because the devil is out there. Satan is on the verge. He's on the warpath, and he's doing everything he can to tear us away. The main reason you should be out there is to bring awareness to find your daughter.
Yeah.
Instead
of negative, I'd be like, God is with us. He'll help us find her. They went the more negative route.
She wanted to help everybody. That little girl was a mountain of a person. So that was her dad. I get the feeling the household's probably pretty religious.
Yeah. Strict, maybe.
Yeah. And I don't know. I
wonder if they checked with her birth parents just to make her mom, maybe just to make sure she didn't.
Well, I'm sure they have. I think there's an interview with her mom. I didn't get to it, but
her birth mom or her adopted.
Her birth mom. But who knows? She was adopted for a reason. So
yeah.
The thing, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it could be something as simple as that. She ran off, but I don't know why her birth mom would have lost her and got her back. I mean, it just seems like a weird chain of events, don't it? Yeah. It makes you wonder why, though, they think she could be using her birth name.
Right. I wonder if they have any other kids. I think
she has a brother.
Law enforcement should interview him. That'd tell you a lot, probably. So, what happened? Just make sure there's nothing fishy going on in that household.
Yeah.
Kids are usually truthful. Well, unless they're scared, but usually they'll tell the truth. I'm not saying like they had something to do with it, but it gives me creepy vibes. Just how some of the stuff they say. What do you think? Probably. You think the same thing?
Jesse, go ahead and kick his ass out, Mr. Cone.
He won't quit.
You are a
Let me get some coffee.
troll.
What's he doing now?
Wow. You didn't see it?
No.
Being a troll.
Probably some, who knows?
I ain't saying world of beauty, Tara.
People don't have nothing better to do with their mornings.
Charlotte, Missy, Jessie, Joyce, Brenda. Yeah, people like that are sad. They don't have nothing better to do than try to come make just jackass remark and feel accomplished. That's awful. What's everybody else been talking about lately? Have we missed anything? We went summer. Kylie, Kaylee. I know that's going to get me in trouble eventually. The Kaylee thing.
Yeah, ask them what they think about Kiely. I'd like to know.
What's y'all's thoughts on the Kylie thing? Accident or foul play?
Tell them to put 1 for accident, 2 for foul play. They can hear me.
1 for accident, 2 for foul play. You did good last night with Jessica. Well, thank you, Tara. Jessica makes it easy. You know, I love how she does her stuff. I think if we have on more guests, we're going to start doing it more like that. You know, because sometimes with the delay and stuff, it's real hard not to overtalk people when you're.
Yeah, I feel rude when I do that, but it's hard sometimes.
Brandy won't do it, period. So we'll sit there quiet forever. And like when we go on Cam's, Cam don't shut up. You can't never get in on his.
Cam's saying. He gets on a roll. He likes sharing info. So.
Cam has passion in his lives when he gets excited about stuff.
You can see the passion. Maybe that's what why his channel does so good. People can see that.
Yeah.
Most people say too. So that's what I think too.
Stitching, bitching, and true crime. Congrats. I didn't know if anybody would be brave enough to do it. Oh, well, now you see a 1. Because I still think that's a possibility. You know, I know everybody gets mad at me because I don't go down the conspiracy theory route, but it could be just an accident. You know, it wouldn't be the first time somebody's had too much to drink and had an accident. But, you know, it could be a lot of other stuff too. Right. We'll see. I eagerly await law enforcement's findings when they're done with their investigation.
And they might already know who it is. They're just waiting on something. I hope that's what it is. If it is foul play, yeah.
Accident with a lot of questions about what happened at party and her so-called friends. Amen, Joyce. Amen.
I thought about maybe there was somebody riding with her and they got out of the passenger side window, but she didn't get out. You know, that could have been why the window was broken. Who knows? Though?
Could have been so many things. Yeah. I'm still not 100% sold that the car was in the water when they searched.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the biggest problem with that, if they use drones, I don't know if they did, or, you know, helicopters or whatever to search for, you could have seen it from the sky, because I've seen it when AWP was there. They had a drone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you could see it in that overhead shot.
I just don't know where it would have went off the road either. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know.
And you know, Jessica brought this up last night, and I think it's a very good point, is where is the pictures and videos and TikToks
of the party?
Yeah. 300 to 400 kids there, and there ain't no TikToks and nothing.
Yeah,
there's like, I've seen 1 or 2 pictures, period.
You know how kids are. They're always doing that crap, TikToks and stuff.
If Brandy would have been there, we'd have had more pictures.
Yeah.
They'd have been a Brandy, but we'd have had something.
What?
And whoever was behind her.
No way.
Been a couple of these, wasn't there?
I take about 20 to get one good one.
Yeah. I think everybody's like that, though.
Yeah.
Take about 50 shots of yourself and then see which one you like the best. Swipe left or right. No pics or videos. Strange. Yeah, it is.
Very strange. And then Sammy saying, "Y'all got anything? Send it to me." Filtering the evidence, you know.
Sammy just strikes me wrong.
And I don't like they were saying she's not really best friends with Kylie like she was acting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what happened? Maybe she's one of the mean girls got jealous of her. Who knows?
That wouldn't be the first time.
No, no.
We've seen a couple of cases of that.
Girls are mean to each other. I swear.
Yes, they
Very
are.
jealous. I have more friends that were boys than girls in school. I just don't like the drama. I hate working with a bunch of females. That's mean, but because all they do is talk about each other, and I don't like that crap.
And you know, I love you, Mom. But I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to work in the doctor's offices. And it was in like this little, what do you call
Cubicle thing.
it? No, like a building with tons of offices in it. Like anyway, there was tons of doctors in one building, okay? So there was tons of secretaries in one building. And my mom, man, I remember hearing her on the phone.
Gossiping.
You know Stephanie over at Dr. Blah Blah's office, right? I think she's sleeping with James's, the delivery guy. Always a bunch of shit going on, man. It was like a soap opera.
Yeah.
My mom loved that shit. She'd swear up now. No, I was just telling him what happened.
I seen Nurse Jackie come out of the doctor's office today, and her hair was messy.
Oh man, it was always something, man. It was wild. And women always fighting with each other. You know what I have to say? It's been my experience in the work environment. Women tend to not like each other more than men don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, women will throw backhanded compliments. Oh, I love your shirt. You know, if a dude comes up to me, he's like, "Man, I love your shirt." Oh, thanks, man.
I try to get along with everybody, but it's hard sometimes. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do, though, right? I don't know. I think I lose a lot on the Kiely case, just the age difference between me and her, and you know, the friends. Like Sammy, I would have never been telling people to shut up when I was her age.
No.
Like with there's police officers around, media, all these people. Shut up! And my dad, if I would have done that, would have walked right over to me and probably backhanded that ass for embarrassing him.
Mm-hmm. That's rude.
I don't like none of this, how they want the kids to feel so safe that they're just going to talk to other kids. I don't like that getting filtered before it gets to the police.
Yeah.
You know? Who knows? You get one of these people in one of them groups, these kids coming to them, wanting them to tell them stuff, and that kid can be going, "You better keep your mouth shut. They know you did dope. You are going to jail." Who knows?
Yeah, I seen something on YouTube. They said some dumb or rich person in that town's son had beat her up, and they're hiding it. I don't know if that's true. I've heard a lot of different things.
There's a lot of rumors that law enforcement had children at the party, and that's why there's no pictures and all that. You know, so what if they did? Law enforcement are people too, right?
Yeah.
The only thing anybody should be worried about is what happened to Kiely, not
Yeah.
whose reputation's going to get hurt over pictures. You know, I still don't see, regardless of what the situation is how there have been no more pictures than there has been. There's no way that makes sense that they haven't leaked somehow. You know, what about the kids whose parents ain't law enforcement and don't like that kid? You don't think they would drop it?
Yeah, eventually these kids are going to talk or get their story wrong, you know. I just don't see if they're covering up something, they all can hide the truth.
I don't see how these pictures ain't getting out. It almost makes you think there's something higher up stopping it. I don't know how you could have technology to do that, but it seems like there's almost got to be something behind the scenes stopping it.
Hi, my insane world of beauty, Tara. She said hi. She said, her daddy would smack her for that. Yeah.
Joy says, if Sammy was her friend, she would not have left her behind. You're right. She would have been sitting there right beside her. If that would have been my friend, you'd have found me in the lake with them.
Yeah. Joy said, so true, Brandy. I have been warning my 14-year-old grandson about teenage girls and how they can be vindictive. Yeah, we talk to our boys all the time. I'm like,
Yes.
that's the worst thing you can do is get a crazy girl and then she get pregnant or something, and then you're stuck with her.
18 to life with a crazy.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm. Not these grandparents.
Yeah,
No.
because that's a family problem.
You're damn right. That'll affect us.
Yeah, so we try to
weed out the crazies.
You know, these girls, they would probably get pregnant on purpose, some of them.
Oh.
You know?
Yes.
And our boys are getting that age. I'm not saying they're doing anything like that, but
and our boys are catches.
But, yeah.
Honor rolls. Good looks.
I tell them, you know.
And you know,
it's scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
You know, what was we at before that? I had a point.
Oh, whatever. So I don't know.
We might be hillbillies, but we were raised right.
There you go.
I got jumped on in the comments again last night for bringing up my daughter wouldn't have had no tattoo at 16. Everybody got mad at me over that. But I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't let mine.
My daughter ain't getting no. Well, at 18, it's her decision, not ours. And that's when she can get one.
Yeah.
When we have no way of stopping her.
Yeah, because that's something you got to live with the rest of your life.
The rest of your life. And I think about it. Imagine if you could have got tattoos when you were real young, the dumb shit you would have all over you. You know it? Oh, I had me a Smurf here on my neck and damn GoBot on my chest. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I would love to know the significance of the number 17. Wasn't that what her tattoo was?
I wasn't.
Yes. Right, y'all? Somebody help me out in the chat.
I know it means something, but I forget what it
Is
that what her
something
tattoo
to
was?
her, yes.
What was it, a 17? I never seen that. That's why I was asking.
You gotta catch up.
What was the tattoo of?
17.
Just 17.
17.
Oh, maybe her basketball jersey number.
She played basketball?
No, I was just kidding. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. But it meant, think about it, it meant something to her.
Yeah.
Enough to get a tattoo of it.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know?
It was her favorite numbers, they said.
Said it was her favorite number. 17. That's a specific favorite number, ain't it?
I told my daughter she can get a tattoo at the same age I was, 38. There you
go. Yeah, amen to that.
See, I never got one because I couldn't figure out something I would want on my body the rest of my life. And I'm very indecisive, so I never came to a conclusion what kind of tattoo I wanted, so I never got one.
You know, my brother has been in a, how should I put it, midlife crisis for years now.
Yeah, a couple of years.
He's all sleeved up. But I tell you what, some of his crazier ones, he wouldn't have got if my grandma would have seen it.
Yeah.
Would she?
No.
Mm-mm. That's the only reason he's acting up now.
Granny get after his butt. That wouldn't happen.
No. And my grandma would have flipped out if she would have heard about a 16-year-old having a tattoo. A girl?
Yeah.
My goodness. Mama was from the old school, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
My mom was kind of like that. Well, somewhat. Kind of like that.
I thought it was funny, and you know, to hear Emma's take on it from Crime Stories Obsessed, where she's from across the pond.
She said that too.
She said like that it was really like forward for women to have the earrings at the top before they were of age, you know, and then it was kind of daring then over there, you know.
Yeah. So the tattoo way, no over there. So she's saying she wouldn't allow her daughter to have a tattoo that young either.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's just the time we're in that it's cool now, you know. And a lot of I've noticed it's a lot more people on the West Coast seem to be cooler with it than people on the East Coast are more like us, and they're like, well, I don't know, it's awful young, you know.
Yeah.
They had, and you know, last night we was talking about too how AWP didn't get a shout out from Kylie's mom.
Yeah.
And you know, I think me and Brandy we've talked about that some more. I think that could be a more sign of the grief.
Yeah, just
Possibly.
not thinking clearly. But,
You know.
Yeah.
But like we said though, I don't think AWP's accomplishments should be tarnished in any way because they did that family a super justice service.
They would have found her within the first 30 minutes because they didn't search that first body of water because law enforcement said they already searched it good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's why it was in the order it was, because they thought it was more of a long shot because it was supposed to have been searched so much better. Hey, Harsh, what's up? It's I don't know. That's why I still can't 100% say that car was there when they searched because it's so hard to miss.
Yeah.
You know that?
It is. Yeah. And law enforcement's like, yeah, they have all this special diagnostic tools to find stuff like that, but come on, guys.
if you look at it like a boat with the outboard motor that goes way down in the water, the damn motor would almost hit that car going over it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because they say where it was at was 14 feet. We take away the distance of how thick the car is from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? It would have been right there almost. It damn sure been close. It doesn't make sense.
No,
it almost makes more sense that the car wasn't there than they missed it.
Yeah.
Now we're hearing, you know, there is this thing about the fisherman. There was a fisherman in that spot while they were searching.
So they're trying to blame, well, I'm not saying blame that on the reason they didn't locate it, but that's how they made it seem.
That is zero excuse to me.
We couldn't search there. There's somebody fishing there.
Yeah.
I'm like, move out of the way. We're looking for this girl. Get out of my way. You know, it don't make no sense.
No, it don't.
Hopefully here pretty soon we'll figure it out. Hopefully they know what happened. They're just waiting. I'm hoping.
Do we know what day they said they searched the lake?
I think it was a couple different days.
I wonder when they started though.
I don't know. I need to look. I don't really know exactly.
Because if the tow truck guy says he's seen them on that Saturday,
the day after, yeah,
or Sunday possibly, right?
Yeah,
that would have been. I could see to where.
The only thing I just don't know how they would do that without anybody seeing. But that, you know what I mean? If somebody did put it in there after.
See, that's where I'm at too. How would you? You would have had to have been crazy to have put it in after that.
Yeah, because everybody's out. That's the only thing I don't know. So I'm not saying it couldn't have happened, but
anything's possible.
Yeah.
But it seems like a super long shot. I have to think that the car was there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like the odds that somebody would have moved it in after that and nobody would have seen them, because you know at that point everybody was
looking,
hyper vigilant looking.
Especially, yeah.
And where would it have been in between then and there?
Right.
You know, well, wasn't nowhere real close, I wouldn't think. But I said from day one, remember, I said, I think there's a good chance that car is going to be found in water somewhere from the trip home. Because you cannot hide a car that good.
It just disappeared.
And it just disappeared that fast.
That's what I'm hoping. Well, I'm hoping it didn't happen to the other girl we were talking about, Jalissa. What was her last name? Sort of the F.
Fuentes.
Yeah. So she went missing in her vehicle and it hasn't been found. So you know, and there's body of water down there. I'm hoping she's not in one of the lakes.
You know, the way these cases are panning out nowadays, too, I have moved my camera on the front door to where I can catch the angle, the correct angle to see the road. So if there's ever a suspect in my disappearance, y'all go to the footage because I got them on both. We live kind of on a corner, and both entrances and exits for a vehicle I have on camera.
Yeah.
And I've thought about, if something happens to one of my neighbors, it'd be nice for me to be able to help out too. So, if you're like me and you can put it at your door and still catch the road, I angle that thing.
You never know. It might help solve a case one day.
You might be the one that has footage that saves somebody, right?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot harder to get away with stuff now, but everybody has security cameras and technology.
Yeah. I think that's why in like Summer's case and in Kylie's case where they were at, when you got these places without cameras, it's going to be a lot harder to solve than if you had a lot of footage of people coming in and going and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But I tell you though, with the amount of people that was there, I don't know how much good footage would be though at night, because you're going to see 500 cars going by unless you are really close to where you can see in them. I don't know what advantage it would be. Could you imagine trying to identify all them cars off a surveillance camera?
Yeah, it'd be awful hard to do. But you would think somebody knows what happened, or because I don't even know if they got the story straight of if they seen her actually leave the parking lot. Did you ever hear that? Sammy or a friend seen her actually leave the parking lot.
Who said that?
I'm not saying nobody said it. I'm just saying I don't think anybody came forward stating that they actually seen her leave the parking lot.
No,
driving.
I don't think, as far as we know, no.
Yeah.
No.
So you would think somebody would have had seen that though, but nobody's came forward.
You would think
if she did leave.
Definitely. And guys, don't forget, keep a lookout for Kaylee too.
That little girl's not getting no attention.
Because the way that shaped up, she could be somewhere, and we need the right person to see the picture. She needs a lot more publicity. Because like I said, we hadn't heard of her, and this is 3 months old. And there's so many of these. When I was looking into her case, I actually seen an update on a family, and it said family of 3 missing since June found safe. And you would think we would hear about stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't know.
I never heard of that. Did you realize there was a family of 3 missing? No clue. And that's usually when there's more than one person. It's usually, I thought, big news. Apparently not.
That's crazy.
So everybody, don't just think you need to worry about your daughter or your child. You need to worry about yourself.
Yeah.
Because even families disappear. Dads, mom, the whole crew. Everybody needs to be hyper vigilant. These are the times we live in, right?
Yeah. And Jolissa's case, I think maybe something happened. They're thinking kidnap because she went to like a convenience store and she told her brother. She tells her family, if she goes anywhere. But when she was leaving out the parking lot, she went the opposite way of home, and they said there's no reason she would be going that way because she's coming home. So that's weird, I think.
Yeah, and this is Jolissa Fuentes. We talked about her on the last live a little bit.
Now her family's really involved. AWP has been helping, search also for. They haven't found anything yet though.
Yeah, and she's one of the perfect AWP cases because she went missing with her car.
Yeah.
And everybody keep your eye open for her too. I'm not super knowledgeable of her case, but
basically,
when did she go missing?
About a month ago, a little over a month.
Yeah.
So she's from California, Selma, California.
Yeah. She went missing. She's the one that was 4 a.m. at night.
Yeah, 4 a.m. in the morning.
They have
Yeah, they got footage of her at a gas station. That's the last footage they have of her. Just vanished.
Yeah, her family seems really legit too. And you can go check out AWP. They got
They interviewed with them.
yeah. And I recommend Adventures with Purpose to everybody. They do extremely good work and they do extremely good job. The stuff they've accomplished is amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad they're getting attention and their channel's growing because
Yeah,
they do great things.
yeah.
So,
They are they've helped so many people. It's amazing already. Before they ever found Kylie, they had helped so many families get answers to what happened to their loved ones that's been missing for years and years. And I can't say enough about them. They're excellent. And I think it really, I think their popularity probably tripled from the Kylie thing, but they were already kicking ass, doing some damn good work, you know. So I think that's all we got today.
Yeah.
It was good seeing everybody. We been trying to do our lives more often and add some people. That's why we want to talk about Kaylee. We're going to come. We're going to be on Wednesday and maybe try to do some more on Kaylee.
Yeah, see if we can find anything else out.
Find some more out. There's a bid out by her parents that they've done an interview or two I've seen so far, and I feel like there's a good chance she is still able to be saved. So we want to talk about her some more and try to get her some more attention.
You guys let us know what you think happened to her in the comments. I like to know, or
yeah,
or if y'all have any new cases. Maybe of missing people, just put it in the comments too.
Yeah, if y'all have somebody you want us to try to cover and look into, leave their name in the comments and we'll try to have them Wednesday if we can get to it. If not, for down the road, we want to bring attention to as many as possible. And,
Definitely.
Like I said, we've said this a bunch. We're not going to stop with summer, but we're going to try to help others when there's not a lot going on with the summer case.
Yeah. Poor little Summer.
Yeah, we're never going to forget Summer until this is resolved. Then we're still not ever going to forget her. And we're just trying to help other kids too.
Definitely.
Thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you Wednesday.
Bye, guys.